we're going to learn how to clip and stretch a piece of footage. Right here in the timeline at the bottom, we have a little snippet of video. As I'm showing you again, you can use this playhead or scrubber to move along the video to a particular point. The next item that's important for editing is down to the lower right. Here is this slider bar, and this allows you to zoom in on your timeline or zoom out on your timeline. It doesn't change how much time the video is taking up. It doesn't change the actual time taken up by the video that's in the timeline. It just lets you see it up close. So as I stretch this out, you see more frames shown in the timeline. There is no change to the length of video that is being displayed here. Only you're viewing it more stretched out so you can see separate frames better. Again, you can move the scrubber to a particular place by clicking on the gray, or you can drag it back and forth with the mouse. What I'm going to show you next is cutting and stretching. So cutting, it's very, very simple and direct in Adobe Premiere Elements. You simply put the playhead where you want it. So here we go. We're at the sea lions, and I want to end at the end of the sea lions. I want to cut off when the sea lions are done doing their sea lion thing. As you can tell, what's up in the preview window is not necessarily corresponding to the little thumbnails in the timeline. So you really need to watch and make sure your scrubber is in the right place. And I'm going to float my mouse down along the red line until the little white box that has a pair of scissors in it turns opaque, so it's not transparent anymore. And if I click on it, that cuts my video snippet out like that. And I can take what I don't want and push delete on my keyboard and get rid of it. So that's cutting. You put the playhead where you want it. You float down the red line until the little white box with the scissors in it turns opaque, meaning it's not transparent anymore. And you click on it. Very simple. And that allows you to cut a piece off of your video. If you cut something by accident and you're not happy about that, Control key down on the keyboard, hold it, and then push Z to undo. Control Z is undo, and you can restitch something back together. The other thing you can do if you've cut something and didn't want to is you can restretch it back out. The video itself is not deleted, just its display on the timeline. So if you want some of it back, you can float your mouse down over the edge, the outer side of the clip, click and drag to reopen it back up, and it will drag out as far as the video is available. So you can drag the whole video back out. You can also clip this way. Put your playhead in the spot where you want things to end. Take your cursor, put it over the side, and wait to see that red bracket with the double-headed arrow. Click and drag up to the timeline, and that will cut it as well. So you have two ways to cut and two ways to restore. By floating over the red playhead down to where the scissors are and waiting for those to become opaque again, meaning not transparent, and clicking that will cut it. Or by putting your playhead where you want the scene to end and taking the edge of your clip and dragging it back with that red bracket to cover that up. The other way to restore it is Control Z from the keyboard, or again the dragging the edge bracket all the way back out to bring back whatever was missing. So that's a very direct and easy, simple way to deal with footage that's too long, or deal with footage that has things in it that you want and things that you don't.